Hello dear viewers and welcome to my video. And this video is going to be a kind of continuation of the video that I made yesterday on the same topic. The continuing on the the liberal hypocrisy, liberal argument on the mass deportation / mass immigration. And I don't intend to make this video too long, so the stuff that I'll be talking about, I can give more background information. I can support it with more numbers and quantify the events that I'll be talking about. But this is going to be more general, kind of a higher level of talk about that event. So here's this subject matter that I was trying to relate to. Basically, yesterday's video, the one that started with, I was talking about the liberal hypocrisy. I named it. The title was liberal hypocrisy. The argument that the liberals are bringing in was basically worse than their excuse is worse than their crime, kind of, so to speak, is what I'm trying to say. And the general point that I had on that video was the fact that the Biden administration last 4 years unknowingly and willingly by design facilitated mass immigration that was never witnessed ever in the entire history of the United States. In 4 years, if you include all the gotaways, the official number is being now 11 million people that is being subject to removal, subject to deportation. But that number is not really truly representing the true number of people that got into the country the last 4 years. With the gotaways and all that, the estimate is actually almost doubling it. I'm going to say I'll be conservative with that number, and I'm going to give a number between 15 to 16 to 20 million, in that range, as there is not exact figure, but it is definitely millions more than 11 million people today as the government, the Trump administration, targeted to deport. What I was saying was, like I said, I'm going to repeat myself, that was by design. That Biden administration, knowingly and willingly, planned, facilitated with a concerted effort, and coordinated everything to bring those people in. And the agenda behind that was to ensure the political victory going forward forever for Democratic Party by bringing close to 20 million people illegally, and by doing that, establishing a sound and solid, rock solid voting base for the Democratic establishment and Democratic Party. So this video, I'm going to look into the state of California, and I'm going to use their example to justify what I was saying. Again, I will not, I don't intend to make this video too long, so that there would be another video I can make on this to kind of justify and quantify what I'm saying. So it's going to be a little higher level. State of California, between the years 1976 and 1988, always, without any exception, voted for Republicans. So just like today's Texas, California was Republican. It was a red state between those years. So what changed after 1988, and today no one can imagine even, California voting for Republicans. First off, it started with the Reagan administration, and the Reagan signed into a law that basically allowed a lot of immigrants in huge waves coming to the state of California. And if you look at the historical trends and numbers and data and all that, starting with 1988, after Reagan administrations allowing the immigrants coming to California, eventually state completely, the demographics of the state completely changed and became a blue state. They achieve that by doing that, by allowing all these huge masses into the state of California, and then therefore establishing a democratic victory, the Democrats' victory. The numbers, if you look at today's California's population is about 40 million people, and then we're talking about 1988, let's say about 37 years ago. I don't know exact population. Again, the numbers would be a subject matter of another video, but I'm going to take a guess, probably half of today. Let's say 20 million people. And more than 10% of the state, more than 10% of the state's population basically came to California as immigrants. I want to say the number was over 2.5, between 2.5 and 3 million people then. Again, starting with 1988. And that was enough to change the demographics of that state to the point that from that point onward, it became solid blue state as it is today. Now, look at the numbers. Let's say about a couple million people. Let's say 2 million people that came and changed the entire state of California. And today, last 4 years, how many people came? Actually, 20 million. I'm going to say 20 million people. If you look at the mathematics of the elections, the electoral college voting, popular vote, all these calculations, county by county and state by state, 20 million people is such a huge number. Even 10 million people is still such a huge number. That is more than enough to tip the scale and change the election results in favor of Democratic establishment forever going forward. Once they're all given citizenships, once they're all given voting rights, and don't forget that, in the state of California, when a voter goes to the polls to cast their ballot, it still is illegal to ask that person some kind of identification. Not even driver's license, nothing, no picture ID, nothing. That's illegal. It's unthinkable. Who can say that when you're voting, a person is not supposed to show their ID? But in an extremely woke state, it is the case, unfortunately. Even the last election that Trump won with a landslide, this is how it was going. Imagine if it was not done that way, maybe a whole lot more votes or a whole lot less votes would be for Democrats. But anyway, I'm just kind of digressing here. That's besides the point. So let's kind of get back to the actual topic. Now, by numbers, that many people that came last 4 years under the Biden administration, again, that was by design. 20 million people is more than enough, way more than enough to change the course of the political directions in this country forever. As California changed after 1988, forever. And there is no going back. There's no way going back for them, for the Californians, for the state of California, go back to being the Republican state again. So this is the high level of the condition that I wanted to touch base in relation to what I was talking about on my previous video on the same subject matter, on the same topic. This is another kind of situation that is backing up. I'm trying to back up what I was saying. And it's not really conspiracy theory. I know Democrats, especially, actually I'm not going to even say Democrats, the globalist elite. And Democrats is only nothing more than puppets of the globalist elite. So the globalist Marxism, the globalist elitists, this is their agenda, to create huge noise in all social media, everything, social media, print media, you name it, mainstream media, whatever. They create a huge noise, then people have no means of understanding and differentiating between the silly conspiracy theories and actual news. They do this again on purpose. In fact, they have algorithms, I believe. That's my opinion. YouTube might basically remove my maybe video because I'm saying that, but that's my take, that they have every mean to do that, and I believe one of them is to pump silly conspiracy theory kind of sounding stuff just so they can create this kind of noise level to the point that it makes people deaf to reality, deaf to facts, deaf to truth. So any for any video, whatever the video people are seeing, so it's almost impossible, I guess. People get tired and sick and tired of hearing a lot of stuff right and left, and they're not even sure. They don't even know which one is right or which one is wrong, or which one is silly, or which one is fact, which one is just fabricated information. Disinformation is, in other words. That's also policy by design. Um, Therefore, the arguments that when people like me, when they're looking at the situation saying, hey, there is something awfully wrong, it is impossible in 4 years that many people come into this country legally, and the government is not taking any measures and any precautions. And I don't want to even hear again, Biden administration, Democrats came up with measures, and they offered actually very solid, tough measures during the 6 to 12 months of time frame after the last year of their administration. The 4th year they did that, because it was only some kind of a hush-hush policy to basically silence the resistance that was coming from in general, American people, because American people started seeing the ugly game that Democrats were playing to basically tip the scale to their favor forever going forward in the political arena by changing the demographics of this nation at any and all cost. Whether they bring their own criminals, they commit very serious crimes, murder, rape, they establish gangs, doesn't matter. It makes no difference to Democrats, because Democrats are living, today's Democrats, a liberal establishment, is living in a glass tower. They are completely and entirely detached from the American people. They are not aware, or they don't want to hear their problems. They have one and only one agenda: to be in charge and control of the whole nation, and to make sure that they can comply with what their masters are telling them. And who their masters are is none other than the globalist elite and globalist elitists, and turn this country into something other than what everybody knows as America. So this is what I intend to talk about in this video. Like I said, I'm not giving any numbers. I'm not quantifying with any facts, dates, figures, statistics, numbers. That's not that's not going to be coming. It's not going to be content of this video. I'm probably going to make another video just to kind of explain this and providing with details and numbers to justify and to defend what I'm saying. But this is exactly what I believe, and I basically encourage anyone to look at the state of California, their history, especially starting from the mid-70s, the changes, the demographic changes, the political changes, and their current situation. As we all witnessed the horrible fires, the wildfires in Los Angeles, after 15,000 houses were burnt down. The inability, although given the extreme challenges, natural challenges, but the DEI hypocrisy, the diversity, equity, and inclusion, non-merit-based hirings in important positions, in all positions of the fire department, and the police department in state of California to comply with the woke ideologies measures, I believe it is also an important and significant contributor to the failure to contain the fire. Thank you, folks, for listening to my video.